Hello everyone. Welcome to the R&D Talk. That is a series of sessions where our R&D experts and enthusiasts share the insights on the newest technologies, how it influenced the market, our customers, and our everyday operations. And today we have a special session with special speakers. Speakers will discuss how AI meets creativity, and especially in the sense of marketing. From the one side, there will be, I would say, the glance on that question from the perspective of how AI enable business value for the marketing organization and what it can bring in terms of productivity boost, a creativity difference, and how the workflow will change for the people to operate within this domain. On the other side, we'll see how marketing may change AI solutions, and we share how SoftServe approach building the AI-powered demos and solutions that presented on the global conferences worldwide in order to show the business value for our customers. As always, in the end of our session, we will have time to ask the questions. So please, if you have the question, drop it in the chat. So we'll ensure that all of them will be answered either during the session or afterwards. And as the session is special, I'll let our today's speakers introduce themselves and share the content that we prepared. So Ola, Leonid, the stage is yours.
Hi, everyone. Can you see my desktop?
We see amazing landscape on the background,
Perfect.
probably powered by Gen AI.
Okay. And now you should see the presentation.
Yeah.
So welcome, everyone. I'm delighted about starting this because I'm someone who's been in both places, both marketing and R&D, leading Gen AI projects. So this is going to be a bit practical, a bit theoretical, and a bit dreaming of what we could improve in the future. I would also be excited about introducing our co-host today, co-presenter today, Ola Nikolishin. Ola, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you, Leonid. Thank you, Bogdan. First of all, I'm really pleased to be part of these R&D talks, and I'm really looking forward to share today with you a bit of immersive experience side and just some GTC insights. A little bit info about myself. So I've been at SoftServe quite a while, 15 years. I did start as executive assistant, and then I moved to marketing eventually. I did run events and introduce them back in 2014 and run them almost for 10 years. Before that, I have an experience working for Lvivska Mіська Рада, Lviv City Council. I also had experience working for agencies and creating, actually, I'm very honored that some of these festivals were still going on for years afterwards. All the festivals in Lviv region, such as Pampuch, Ethno Festival, Nakavu do Lvova, Chocolate Festival, like you name it, Batyar, etc. I really love creating things, and that's why eventually I moved into even more exciting part of the journey, immersive experience, which I will tell you in a bit. Back to you, Leonid.
I'm a bit less of a dinosaur at SoftServe. I've been here for 4 years, 3 of them in marketing of SoftServe, so I know both of the sides, both the R&D and marketing. Doing courses on Gen AI and overall been around 13 years in marketing-related activities. So there is something to learn now, because it feels like in a year that I've been in R&D, the world has changed. I don't attribute it to this shift and this switch, but there is a lot to learn and exchange between these two worlds. And to do a bit of that, today we'll talk about video generation in marketing, content creation. What are the limitations and opportunities, and what to pay attention to while choosing your tool set? Then we'll talk about what Olia has seen at NVIDIA GTC, one of the most influential AI conferences in the world today. She just returned from this event, and that would be amazing to discuss how Gen AI and how video and how this all comes alive at a real-life event. So, and then we'll talk. We'll have questions. You'll talk. We'll answer. Yeah, let's go ahead. So first, why video is so important and so difficult to handle while using Gen AI. The thing is, video is one of the most complex and expensive media that marketing can create because it includes so many elements. So you have to, before you even go shoot something, you have to develop an idea, the script, the scenario of what you're going to shoot, what is the narration going to be, who is the audience, and so on. Then you'll need someone to have professional equipment and voice and accent to record and to represent the right accent and narrative. Then to make the video engagement in our short span attention, we'll need to add some audio effects, right, to highlight the engagement. Then some background music. Then we need additional images for our video, right, to illustrate something. And it has to be synced and put together, which also takes hours and hours of time, even for a short, like 30 seconds video. So really, there's a lot to automate, and there's a lot of human work involved at this stage. So right now, I will demonstrate a couple of use cases related to video. And I will start with the one that's a bit reverse. We'll talk about talking to video. Right now, the common use case of talking to video is to, let's say, summarize a YouTube video with an extension that parses speech from a video, right? And then you can go and repurpose, and that's great. But what about what's going on in this video? So at SoftServe here at our Gen AI lab, we developed the demo of a solution that enables users to talk to their data, whether it's video or PDF or document or image. And you get multiple sources of information. You get the detected objects, what's going on in the visual part of the image of the video as well. And it's combined with speech, so you can get more robust answer. It can be used for onboarding. So imagine you have onboarding materials and the new employee in your team can actually ask questions to your video tutorials or your call recordings. Or if it's a manufacturing facility, that could be an easy way for people to, for example, find out how to change oil in the particular model, right, of, let's say, a vehicle. So you can talk with the instructions. The next case is also not the most mainstream, but it actually brings a lot of value for huge businesses. So if you create a video, traditionally, you have to substitute some places, do cuts, and adjust each broadcast or video for particular target audience. For example, geographical segmentation, right? In some countries, let's take a look at this case, where we painted logos. Because in some countries, some types of products are forbidden to advertise. Or the company using this video generation approach would like to serve ads based on the geographical segment. So let me demonstrate it. Pay attention to the logos here. Let's look at the second example because it's more obvious in use case. You can see Marlboro here, which is a brand of cigarettes. You can see a fast-moving object. And in some countries, you cannot advertise that due to compliance reasons. And here we have the real-time in-painting that cuts off, let's show us again, cuts off this logo. And it does it pretty clean. So if that's a global company that does multiple geographical segments, that's the use case to go. And it's pretty complex to do because you have to keep the motion smooth. You have to work with fast FPS and do this really fast. And you have to consistently detect the objects that you want to replace. And for that, Meta's open source segment anything model is a pretty great model. Next one continues the topic of geographical segmentation. And that's where you can do the face swap. Of course, the first thing you would think of would be memes, but also this is great for geographical segmentation. So if you want to have your character look more like someone who's living in that particular country or region, you can do the face swap to the heroes, of course, signed. Do we have the examples here? So let's look at a couple of examples here. One singer, the other singer. And you can see how they merge. So it's not particularly this face, but it definitely looks more like it. And though we live in 2025, where all the smartphones make great videos, we have the fancy cameras and stuff. When I worked in marketing, we often had to work with low quality video, with shaky videos, with low FPS videos. I'm not sure whether in Zoom we're gonna see this difference, but let me try and show it. Okay, so let's interpret the video. So in this first example, we can see the shaky low FPS example. Let's switch to the second one. Not sure what you can see on your end, but on my end, it looks like 60 FPS, which is really smooth without those interruptions. And this can be done with the help of AI video interpolation using LightFlowNet. And next one is actually my favorite because I was a part of this demo when it just started. I can see there are a few questions in the chat. Yeah, if there's anything, you can interrupt me. It has to be discussed right now.
Leonid,
yes?
Sorry, I think the question was, is that done in real time when you were showcasing the cars and then the face swap? Can it be done real time?
Yeah, of course, real time would be more expensive, but or that would be near real time, but yes. That's the purpose of broadcast use case that we displayed. Now, the next thing, and this was a blocker for me when I tried to actually use the AI generated video. So when you go to OpenAI Sora, or you go to basic like runway model, which are like the most popular models for generating videos, and you upload your image, you'll realize that you can't use it because your product got distorted, the fonts went off, and basically this looks nothing like your brand. And you, on your brand page, you wouldn't post something where your brand name is spelled incorrectly or the fonts look off. So for that, we merged our content creator product with the additional video creation. And the way we do this, we use the actual image of a product. We in-paint it into a generated image. We merge the shadows and highlights and the light, and then we turn it into video, and we control how the packaging looks like. Let me show the image. The video, actually.
Experience the elegance and warmth of Gorgo's Brew coffee today.
So when you have to do this on scale, let me show one.
Embrace tranquility and productivity in a cozy, nature-inspired workspace.
So if you're using a particular label or a product and you need to show it in a real room, in a video, then this sort of pipeline would be needed. But for user, that would be just upload the file and click generate. And even if you don't put any prompt, our system will guess a prompt. But of course, you can add yours.
Embrace tranquility.
But let's talk a bit more about the challenges in video generation. Preserving details in video generation is very important because otherwise you will be stuck in generating abstract things that look great on demos of video generation models, but don't really apply to any commercial need of a particular product. So we used a pipeline with Flux and Gen 3 by Runway to create consistent details. As you can see, pay attention to the logo. It does look consistently, and we use it for our Christmas greetings, as we didn't have a red bus. And also, one more example would be the video around our HQ office in Lviv, Ukraine. Oops. Good, it's summer soon. And the next level of keeping these details is keeping human within the videos. So we used a fine-tuned pipeline on our R&D lead, Taras Remezhak, who, if it's not the first R&D talk that you visit right now, you should know him. He's a frequent speaker here. Let's have a look. So keeping the same face across multiple videos to have the characters the same is also essential for storytelling, because if you want to generate multiple videos and multiple scenes and then stitch them together, and you get different people each time, that wouldn't be usable as well. And as you can see, we can recognize the same person here. Now, how about getting back to the traditional video editing? So you have all of the modalities. You have the text, you have the narration, you have the music, you have the image, like multiple images, multiple scenes. And all of the examples that I've shown you before were just videos that were really short. How do you combine it all into an automated pipeline? Let's discuss a case when you want to, on one hand, automate video creation, and on the other hand, personalize it. How do you combine these two opposites? Let's talk about that. So I'll show you an example of how it works, but basically, let's imagine you have a site with product placement, and you want to advertise it and send it to your leads who filled out a form for contact or consultation. You can enhance and use the name and personal information by first scraping all of the information that the customer has seen, classifying it, inpainting the relevant information and styled elements. I will show you a particular example of how it's done in real estate. I will also show you how to keep how the same faces are important in this situation, and the fact that you then generate a text. We used NVIDIA Llama 3.2, but any other LLM would work equally well for this goal. and we generated audio with 11 Labs. It's one of the best text-to-speech models, consistently works well. However, now OpenAI and NVIDIA have improved their TTS models. TTS, like text-to-speech models. For video, after experimenting with a series of open source videos, we actually decided to go closed source and use Runway Gen 3, as it has provided us with the best results, with the least hallucinations, most consistently, and the cost was still reasonable. As an alternative, like there are now many more models. We have Luma AI for backup of our demos, and Kling is also an option. And then stitching it all together, you need to make sure that your text generation, your generated text, matches the scenes, and the length of the text matches the scenes, and the length of the narration matches the scene's length, and it all comes together at reasonable result. We have done this, and let me show you an example. So here's a typical listing of an empty house. Right, you can see the features of the house. You can see the information of the house. Let me play the video of how the overall combined pipeline looks like and sounds like.
Welcome to where residents come first. Enjoy peace of mind with our Resident Bill of Rights, offering benefits like shelter guarantees, fair rent increases, and financial health programs. Plus, our program provides tools to enhance your financial well-being. Start your new chapter in this charming suburban home, perfect for family living. Contact us today.
Sorry for these sounds. I had to do this to blur out this, the logos and names for the purposes of this knowledge sharing, but I don't think this really changes a lot within the context of what we're discussing. And speaking of putting it all together into an automated pipeline, I wanted to talk about something that has been most recent, and that's Olia's visit to NVIDIA GTC. Have you seen any Gen AI and video demos?
Yes, actually, as a matter of fact, AI video generation obviously was used quite through the GTC, and streamlining production with these intelligent creative agents. I'm gonna show you this one example because the message from Jensen and overall at GTC was how these AI workflows can help for brands accelerate content production while maintaining high levels of quality, creativity. And it's truly amazing how AI helps reshape new stories and how they create new values, so to say. So here I am standing next to this little creature that is called Sir Martian, like from a Mars. And I will play a video now that shows the interaction where using AI, it responds real time. And then what it does, there is a camera here. It takes your facial features and actually draws the image in some theme. You can tell him, or he comes up with it, and it actually draws. So it's implemented into this more than just generating this content, but interactive experience. Let me play this.
Sir Martian, who named you this way?
Generating epic art takes a bit of time, but it's all worth it, right? Your queenly portrait's coming along, and it'll be legendary, just like those wines.
Who came up with your name, Sir Martian?
The creative monks at NVIDIA's GTC 2025 gave me the name Sir Martian. They mixed a noble touch with my Martian roots. You think it suits me, Oya?
I don't know. I would call you something different.
So this is actually the image that it draw with a pen. So I think this is quite fascinating as these technologies come in our life and everyday use. And by showcasing this, I will continue into the presentation about the immersive experiences. And we'll tell you at the end of this presentation a little bit more from some other exhibits from GTC, from SoftServe booth and our demos there. But right now, I want just to tell you a story behind this, how this entire movement, so to say, and new direction started here. So we started back in 2022. Actually, already at that time, we wanted to create something using AI, artificial intelligence. So we came up with Al Nair. Some of you might seen it or experienced it, the fortune teller. So the concept originally was this digital meta-human. Just a moment.
The future is coming, and a digital universe awaits. It's time to decide who you'll be and what role you'll play in a future where anything is possible. Let Al Nair, a meta-oracle from one of many digital universes, harness the power of technology to predict
your future. So we took it, so we customly created that Al Nair. We named it, so Al Nair, it's the name of the star. It's the brightest star. And we created it. So everything was custom made. As you can see at Web Summit in Lisbon in 2022, we had a booth and then we exhibit this among other immersive demos. But we took it even further. So here we connected the technology, which is obviously the meta-human itself. We had the haptic technology, this black box where you put hand, there is sensation there, and you can feel like the sand is pouring in your hand. So also we use the, so we had the camera and we generate real-time digital avatar of visitor, blending the realistic image and randomly assigned avatar that we pre-generated in Midjourney at that time. And all of these avatars are meant in an NFT in real time via neural network on Azure Cloud. And visitor can keep that NFT as a matter of fact. So here is mine, for example, from one of the latest. So it does take your features and then you get your name. All the names, I'm Nunki here, and actually Director of Metaverse Experiences. Here we go, not far. And it gives you the title in the future Metaverse, and it tells you and gives you the name and one of the stars. All the names are the real star names. So this was pretty fascinating till this day. We still have this demo available in our Austin headquarters in showroom. We have it in Wrocław. We also in Ukraine been using it quite a lot. So this is how it all started, because we understood it's more than just showing the technology via regular website or dashboard or click-through appearances on the events. By that time, pretty much before that, we were handing out paper that says, oh, SoftServe can help you with digital transformation. So here, really showcasing the cutting technology in immersive experience. So what does, just a moment. So what does differ the traditional demo and immersive demo? How they are different? As I mentioned, we take the technologies and we try to create gamification where we demonstrate different SoftServe capabilities while creating this memorable customer journey. So there are 3 pillars where you still use the use case, the real world pain points of your customer that you can solve. You match it with the technology and solutions that we have. There should be a specific customer need. And then we show how we can solve this. And of course, it's fully marketing orchestrated along with this, everybody involved in these projects. But the part with gamification creates the wow effect, creates the lines, and really help the boost and out. So one of the goals is, of course, the brand awareness and brand visibility. But also, I think part of this, the huge part is to create emotions where people either love you or hate you, but they remember you. So at the time of Web Summit, we had lines all the time. We're featured in lots of media, around 50 worldwide. So that was a hit. Until this day, it's really, people love to have tangible things like this with you afterwards, then you can keep it after even the event or your experience. Of course, as I mentioned, it's not myself or just R&D or few people working on this. So this is a cross-company collaboration where typically 6 departments are involved, 30 plus teams, 100 plus people, and it does take a village. Of course, on different projects, different team works, but it's never really a short timeline. Typically, it takes us around 3 to 9 months to deliver these. Sometimes we have a solution ready already, but in order to create this interactive with the proper customer journey and right branding, it does take time. Sometimes the technology is there, but the integration can be a bit hectic. So I'll show you which immersive demos we have. If you go to demo.softserveinc.com website, you can find all the demos we have, most of it. There is a filter option. You can choose immersive demos and you'll see this catalog. So we do focus, so we use different technology. For each demo, we do create digital assets, including websites, where you can visit any of these and read more about technology, the use case, how it looks, why we created this, what it helps the customer with. So we do focus from the latest, one of the latest XR Design Pro, and I'll show you that later in this presentation, using the Apple Vision Pro. We have the data-driven energy excellent. This one is for energy company on energy consumption. We have robotics simulation, so using the VR sets, different goggles for virtual reality, for extended reality. We do have, so the Al Nair fortune teller I just showed you, Excel Molecular, Touch My Heart. So these could be applied in healthcare, for example. Most of these are applicable. So depending on the use case, they can be applicable to different verticals. And we cover most with these already use cases that exist. Going to even gaming, and we have this charity platform, Lighten UA, that we created for Open Eyes Fund. We do have automated 3D scanning that our R&D team created previously, our own scanner. So sometimes we do create even hardware. We don't sell it, but we showcase the solutions and capabilities we can deliver in interactive way. So there's also Magic Box that resembles digital twins, Edge Insight that uses visual intelligence, industrial visual intelligence. And of course, we have demos, the Gen AI immersive demos. So our first demos were the Gen AI avatars. And actually last year at GTC in 2024, that was a hit, the avatars. And we had ours as well. We have quite a few, and we have put 3 dedicated pages, which is Jen, Finn, Aveda. So these are the different use cases where you can use them as a digital concierge or for training, learning purposes, or as a financial advisor, for example, or real estate broker. For this GTC 2025, we've been leveraging Gen AI and Bogdan with the team worked on Gen AI content creator demo. I'll show you in a moment as well, more details about it. Then we have Gen AI industrial copilot and shopping assistant. So let me tell you a bit more about the GTC. So as you can see, the overall theme of GTC was what's next in AI starts here. So we can see how hardware producer is moving into this AI space. So Jensen's keynote, and you can see here the image of Jensen. He typically presents on day 2 on Tuesday for 2 hours, keynote speech just by himself without other speakers. So he made really a point here emphasizing the importance of NVIDIA laying out the predictable annual rhythm of AI, right? Infrastructure with product and technology evolution. So everything is around this, starting from perceptual AI to generative AI to agentic and then to physical AI. So these are the self-driving cars, robotics. And we can see, I highlighted some of the key takeaways from the models and that NVIDIA presented to physical AI and robots. But also through the event, we saw the implementation of this in real life. So let me show you a few more examples. So, of course, Johnson showcased the NVIDIA's groundbreaking advancements in AI, but also and how it transformed industries, but also he introduced Blackwell GPU, and there were lots of, here you can see some of their GPUs and hardware on this image, but there were lots of these hardware machines around the floor, the exhibit floor. And by the way, we were lucky, actually not just to hear this, but also to be part of the trusted partners that actually had a chance to test this GPU before it was announced. And we have used this for one of our demos on site even. So we really have a hands-on experience in leveraging that, the most powerful GPU on the market. But also what we see, so there were some avatars still less than last year, but still that's a part where interaction and conversation drives the attention, and it can be applied in different verticals. We saw the robots. Right now, to be honest, these robots, they move, they say hi, they do some simple action. I think we are still far away until the robots take our places, because they still have to be lots of learnings done. And personally, my personal interaction with them didn't show that they were getting my English, my accent, or responding in a noisy environment. And if any one of you attended any event and tried to show any demo, you always know some things going wrong. And at this event, we were setting up our demos, to be frankly honest with you, like 2 days. We had enough time to make that happen. But the same was with AWS, with HPE, with even Accenture. So our XR demo worked, there didn't. They had Apple Vision Pro. So it's not about us and our technology. Sometimes it's technical capabilities and problems that arise on site. They work in perfect environment in the office, everything works, but then you take it there, something is off. So let me show you. So also here, there are like quite lots of robotics for like manufacturing, for warehouses. Also, this one here showcases the intelligent robotics that can perform complex surgery operation. So it can be trained. Also, you could see like how people could sit in simulators and then work in simulator, and then the robot performs the same action of dragging, dropping, or performing actions. So it's quite fascinating where we're moving with all this technology. It was interesting enough to see the Vision AI in the production with RoboFlow, and we do have very similar also demo on Edge Insight that we are taking, as a matter of fact, to HMI Hannover Messe next week. So now a little bit more about our presence. This year, we were awarded by NVIDIA Americans NPN Service Delivery Partner of the Year. So it's really great honor and achievement to everybody working on all sides of this, delivering these solutions, like the team here, the partnership team working in partnership with GTC, and the rest, of course, of the delivery, marketing, and COEs making this happen. It's a huge achievement, and SoftServe before has been had awards 2 years with NVIDIA in Europe. So now this one is America's, which is amazing because that means we are a trusted partner. They do refer the customers of NVIDIA to ourselves. They do involve us in the projects. They know SoftServe can deliver. So it was really great to see. As you can see here, this is our booth. So this is myself just on the booth from the scale, but also here there are 3 immersive demos that we had. So on the left is content creator, and you can see Bogdan over here showcasing the demo to our CMO. Arturo Peña. Here there is the GenAI Retail Shopping Assistant, and here's the XR Car Design Pro, and we also had a shared space, demo space. Let me show you the GenAI Content Creator. So it's really about powerful customization. Here you can select one of 3 flows. We decided to go with label creation because we had coffee, and to the picture to the right, you can see all the coffees that was standing there and a line of people standing to Bogdan to go through this experience. And we had line there all the time. So really high interest to understand how with the prompt you can create a label on the realistic product. And it's all implemented here. So then even the next step, so at the booth, we printed out these labels. But the next step would be to create marketing content and video that Leonid showed previously, but also that's done real time. And it's amazing how this technology at hand, like here on the screen, you see created a post on social media, it could create a video, and we already have customers who are using this, and we are working with them. And this is my label that I created, one of few. Coffee is almost gone by this time. So this is really, really great. And afterwards, we will share the link to URL. I don't know if the deck is shared or not internally, but if it does, everything is linked there. So each demo, there is a dedicated page you can go and check. I saw the question in the chat. After I will done presenting, I will put the demo website here for your reference. It has all these demos inside. Then we have 2 other, so this is my last slide, Bogdan, before we move to the Q&A session. So we do have just a quick overview of on-site XR car design demo. Oh my gosh, there is annotate button here and I cannot play.
Maybe you can try to just scroll to another steps also then to give an imagination. Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Oops. That was me who did it, right? How can I play? Oh.
Yeah, so go rescan. Try to rescan.
It's there? Yeah. So with this demo, what is fascinating, you see on the floor, this is a real size of the car. And we designed this car. And right now you can see, so in VR set, I can see the interior. I got in the car. I have a feeling like of this car, and actually it was quite small. This is electrical car, it is small, and you could feel this with virtual reality. You could play with interior colors. You could play with outside exterior colors. There are different, in VR, there are 3 environments that were added. In XR, obviously, you can see both. But one of the things is reflection of light, and of course the quality in Apple Vision Pro goggles. So that was really great. It does help and can be applied in different verticals. And for the next week, we are taking to Hannover Messe another use case for manufacturing. One of the robo arms from Omniverse from NVIDIA will be showcased there. Last but not least, the GenAI Shopping Assistant. So for this demo, you have the personalized shopping experience where you can try on or have 3D fitting. There is a camera, so you select the item and it tries on you and show how you would actually look in this. It's AI-driven tool, and there are actually 2 options So one is try on and then fitting, where you can play with sizes and see how size small fits you or maybe large. You provide your dimensions and you can actually fit it on yourself. This is quietly could be used in retail, in shops, online, in offsite, like offline, in physical stores. But also there is the chat function here, where you can chat with this bot online. The biggest problem of the retailers is returns. So this way, lots of people order stuff, but then they don't like how it fits or how it looks on them. So this way it can eliminate that problem. And this is just 15 seconds of how it serves with you. And he tried the Jensen jacket. So we had one of the items as the famous Jensen leather black jacket. So Serge did try it online. And by the way, there was a shopping similar solution at GTC, but the matter of fact, it's their product. And they've been doing this for a year and a half. And I think personally that our had more features like to add to the cart and try on, 3D try on, which they didn't. So even though sometimes we feel like, oh my gosh, it takes for long to deliver something, we are still ahead of curve in all of these. So thank you very much. I'm passing Bogdan to you for Q&A.
Yeah, Ola, thanks. Exactly on time, and thanks for actually sharing all of that experience for both of you. I think it shared both of the demo, how it looks in real life, and how can it be applied in everyday work with a real example. So I find it really exciting, and so long journey passed before that. But we still have time, 10 minutes to address the questions from the audience, and I see quite a few of them. Some of you already answered. Yeah, Natalia Avanesova asked, how do you deal with AI hallucinations? So maybe who would like to address that?
I can share a case. Well, first, there are many ways to do that, and it depends on the sort of hallucination. Are you generating an image or a video, or so it depends a lot on the task that you pursue. A lot of hallucination problems can be avoided by detecting where and why the hallucination happens, and then just trying to avoid or adjust like by accepting where the technology is. Let me give you an example. When we were generating like the furniture and people living in an apartment to personalize this advertisement and listing, we realized that whenever you generate people in the bathroom, they do weird stuff. They clean tooth with 2 or 3 toothbrushes, and they eat the toothpaste. So that is obviously a hallucination that is not acceptable for commercial use, unless you're doing like humor stuff. Because we have to realize what is the training data of particular information, why certain hallucination happens. In image generation, a lot of that can be handled through agentic workflows where you add QA and in-painting layers. That obviously adds up to the cost of owning and running this model, but it also adds in reliability of the outputs.
Thanks for sharing, Koля. Do you want to add something, or because I know that you're more on the customer side for that, and sometimes when you have hallucinations in the demos, you are not so happy. So
any customer would not be happy. And I think we even had something like this with the coffee, right? Even at the event, though I think that was just the one hallucination I saw. But it was just like I think cup with 2 holds or 2 cups, like person taking a sip, but there were like 2 cups or something, which was funny. But I think the more you train the model, right, Bogdan, as we saw from the beginning with the demo, was just happening once, but then not once, sorry, it was happening more often. And as we delivered on site, so it's less and less. But yeah, we don't want to happen for that to happen.
Let's minimize hallucinations. So hope Natalia, it answers your question. Artem Kulakov, why do you started developing this AI editor, and it was just increase expertise or it was customer order?
Was it related to the logo replacement?
Logo
And
replacement.
content adaptation?
Yeah, I think as it wasn't adjusted to the specific context, it's hard to identify. But yeah, you
I
can
assume
maybe
that
share in general what is our approach, right, to building AI editors. Why
of
do we?
course we're trying to build things that we get requests for. Sometimes it's a commercial engagement, sometimes it's just a signal of interest from one or many customers.
Yeah, Artem, and if you'll have specific questions in that regard, feel free to clarify in the chat or reach out after the session. Please put URLs to the demos. I see that we already have a link to the website, and maybe I think one of the links that might be helpful for the okay, that might be helpful, but that's for internal usage. Will be shared with SoftServe employee after the session because we know I have a lot of external users as well today. Which exact GPU did we utilize? And Taras answered back, well, GPU. So that was related to the XR Configurator Pro demo. Pablo is asking, for talented marketers, it's essential to have some kind of demo available locally. We regularly organize meetups, events, university fairs, and more. There are always both a challenge and great opportunity to showcase the technology in a simple, hands-on way. Last year, we tried to purchase Search My Heart demo, but due to the global decision, we are unable to acquire one. Is there any demo we can purchase to have available in Chile? Who can we contact? Oля, share the experience of making
Come to
Latam,
me.
enabling
So
Latam with those.
absolutely. So we rolled out, Pablo, last year, the showrooms, right? So we have the first official showroom in our Wrocław office. We have a showroom with one demo in Austin office as well. But we are gladly, and there is one open recently in Medellin in Colombia. So we are happy to do this, to expand this. So I'm even working on a service via help desk to request these requests. So it's going to be centralized. You will not need to where to go. But there are several factors that come into this to understand the need, to understand, what technology would be the best to fit your audience, your businesses, your talent, etc., etc. So let's take it offline. Come to me. We can discuss this and move forward. We can deliver one of these demos that we already have. It can be delivered to yours. So even with Touch My Heart, I don't know what the issues were, but I can make it happen. So let's discuss this. And I see how customers appreciate having these demos. Even there are like some customers like Cisco, been with us for years. They came to our Wrocław office and then they saw one of the demos like, oh, guys, we didn't realize you can do this or that. So it's not like they're going to buy that solution, but they see the technology and our expertise, especially if it's cutting edge technology or something new on the market, even hardware, and we know how to integrate it. Like with XR Design Pro, we had AWS guys coming in and said, oh, okay, how did you do this or that? Or with shopping assistant around the 3D fitting, people were asking, how do you do that? Because we didn't get there. So, and on that question, yeah, please reach out to Maria Mikolajczak. She can tell you more about the technology and things that made that. We are still working on that part, but part of this already is done. That does the fit to your body.
Great. Yeah. So, and just maybe to add small thing. So, if there is something like low-hanging fruits, reach out to Ola. She knows which demo can be performed with minimal setup, let's say. So you still already can start working with the customers and showing the value while, I would say, enriching your arsenal of hardware that can make the demos even more and more immersive. And I see the question from Samuel regarding the try virtual try-on, but Ole already answered that. So yeah, Samuel, feel free to reach out, Maria, in that regard. No more questions as for now. If you will have any questions in the future, you know who to ask. And to summarize, Ole Leonid, thanks for amazing presentation. I think it was very exciting, and for many people, it's another side of the SoftServe to know and to pursue. At the same time, thanks for all of the participants to spending that hour with us. And hope you find it insightful, inspiring, and you're already prepared for the next R&D talk. Have a great day and rest of the week, and see you all. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.